everyone, welcome back to this page from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. We've got these buttons to do today. I think a sort of blue enamel is what I'm sort of thinking. So just having a look at the colours. We used the Prussian blue, didn't we? That was up here. I think I might use this one here. This is a rather nice colour. This is the Helioblue-Reddish. I'm going to come in a bit closer. Actually, might be useful, mightn't it? Right, and what I have thought is that I'm thinking all of the main part of the button where there isn't a picture, I'm going to do in this colour. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and make them a little darker at the bottom than the sort of top. I think that might be how it would work with regards to how the light might hit it. And also darker on the edges. I think it might help to make them look a little more rounded. Like that. And we can use some white to put some shine on them too. This one's going to be tricky. It's such a big design on here. You'll need a sharp pencil. So put a really intense layer on the outside and then do a little less as you go in towards the middle. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm also thinking while I'm colouring, what colour am I going to do the things, the anchor and the leaves and things. I feel like I want to do them all the same colour because I feel like it's a sort of matching set of buttons and so they would be the same, but what colour I'm not sure, but I don't need to worry about it quite yet. Because I feel like, because the outside of each button looks the same and the fact they've got this little line around makes it look to me like they're a matching set, even though the pictures are all slightly different. I've never come across a button set like that where some of them are different, well, where they're all different, although don't really see many enamel buttons around anyway. So I might be completely making this up as a concept, but I think that's okay. It's fun, isn't it? Okay. Now, oh, I need to do that bit, don't I? There we go. That's it. Now I want a dark line around the edge. I'll just show you what I mean. What should we use? I'm thinking the Payne's grey or the black. I might use the black. So here's our black, and I am going to use it just along here and around our edge, and I think it would just give the impression there's a little bit of shadow. Oops, go right to the edge, around the edge. Now this one is a lot lighter because of the way I've coloured it, so I'm not going to make it as dark, the black. There we go. Now we have this, I'm thinking the little line of rim around and the pattern might do in the same colour. And I'm thinking silvery colours maybe. We'll put silver here though. But I think that's, to me, that's what I want to do. So it doesn't matter if we've got two lots of silver together because it's going to happen. You know, you wouldn't have silver, gold, silver, gold, silver, gold. It's a bit too contrived. So we have our Coal Grey 6, which is what I'm going to use to start with. I'm going to use it for this edge part first because it's a bit easier, and then sort of fade it to the middle like that. for the leaves, I'm going to try and use it so that I follow that light and shade pattern that I put on for the base, like that. Now for this one, I'm going to fade the silver so that the shadow, the light part, sorry, is on each side, like that. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Just a little bit there. There's our butterfly. Now these are going to sort of fade out towards the edge. That's right. Now this one, I'm thinking darker here, a bit lighter in the middle, and the same with the shield. And I guess the same with the anchor, really. Have to put some on there, even though it perhaps should be left, just so that it looks like I've done something. I'm going to grab my blue again and just fill in where I sort of missed a few bits. Now the outside of the button, I also think I'd like to look silver, but I want to use a lighter shade of silver. So I think this is the Cold Grey 3. I'm just double checking for you. 233. No, it's the Cold Grey 4. I think we use that anyway, Cold Grey 4. I'm just checking, you couldn't see that bit. What I'm going to do here is just go lighter in the middle, following that pattern that I did here, like that, and also use this for here. And I'm thinking tiny bit of shadow each end of the where the ribbon is, but a white bit there and there. Now that is a ribbon, so I'm not colouring that in. I'm going to follow the same shadow pattern here, so it's much darker at the bottom, and then we fade up. And fade down from the top. A little bit there. Sorry, when my pencil's really short, I realise it's harder for you to see. Fingers get in the way. There we go, and then this bit just a little bit either side of the ribbon. Okay, now we've got these beads and ribbon and things to do now. Let's make sure you're all in shot. I don't think you are. Goes up quite high. There we go. Okay, so I want a ribbon that's going to match our buttons, but not the one that's exactly the same colour, I don't think. I'm thinking I might use the Delft Blue. It's a little bit purpley. I think it might just work. So just give it a sharpen. Here we go. Delft Blue. So down here on this one we've got very little room. I'm going to leave a tiny bit of shine. And then this one's so dark here, a bit lighter towards the middle, a bit of shine in the centre. Same here. And here. And then our top one as well. There we go. And our beads, I think I want to do them in a little bit more of a bright colour. So I'm thinking maybe a pale pink or something, but not too pale. I'm thinking this one, which is the pink Carmine. It's a bit short. For this bead here in the middle. leaving a bit of white in the centre. And then I might do the, is this the Rose Carmine? Yes, the Rose Carmine for the other beads. Again, I'm going to try and get around the edge and leave a white bit in the middle, completely unsuccessfully. We can leave a white bit there, and we can grab our white pen to do a few bits and pieces. So on the left hand side of the beads, yeah, put a bit there, and then a little bit on here. Now remember that the picture is part of it, so you may need to go over that with your white a little bit, particularly on these. There we go, just a little bit of shine here and there. Now we've got to do the butterfly. Now our butterfly is inky. The outsides of those wings, where I always think that's the black bit. I'm going to do that first. I've got my black out here, haven't I? So here is the black, and I'm just going to do those parts of our butterfly. Now if you're doing your butterfly so that it matches throughout the book, then you will want to make this one match your other butterflies. I am colouring the butterfly and ivy, etc. differently on every page, so for me it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a bit there as well, like that, just for fun. I want to make the butterfly stand out, so I'm going to use some orange, because I can't see me using much orange on this page somehow. So I'm going to do the wings in an orange, and it'll look a bit like a monarch butterfly. So this is the light cadmium red, but for me it feels very orange. I'm going to start near the body. We'll do the body in a minute, and just fade it towards the edge of the wing. I don't think I'm going to use another colour. I think this one will just work. Now actually the monarch has black ends to the wings, and normally when I do a butterfly I would put some white dots on the black to make it look a bit more fun and interesting, but I'm not going to because it's the ink on this particular one. But I am going to do the body in a warm grey 5. I tend to use warm grey for the body because it's not silvery. It could even be brown. There we go. So how long have we been? I think we could do this locket as well. We'll do this sort of chain first. Now it's quite a long chain. It's going to be, we can't fit many colours in this bit, but I think it would be metal. So I'm going to do it in a silver for that reason. I'm going to grab, what's this one? The cold grey 5. I think cold grey is always better for silver. And what I'm going to do is in between each bead, I'm going to do a few specks of silver with a white bit in the middle, all the way through the page. Trying to make sure it shows up. I can't. There we go. I was worried that the sun was going to come round onto my desk while I was making this little set of videos, but luckily it's moving the other way, so it's creeping up the wall rather than across the desk. It hasn't been this sunny for quite a while. It's interesting. I'm not a big sunshine fan, but February sunshine isn't too bad. I'm quite happy on dull days. I didn't used to be as a child. I like the sunshine, but I think as you get older you sort of know the dangers of the sun, and I also don't like getting too hot. So I'm happier being colder and wrapping up warm. But anyway, I know sunshine makes lots of people happy, so that's always good. I'm all for people being happy. If others are happy, I'm happy. Right, missing again. I was just thinking about our King's coronation and the bank holiday weekend, because it's coming up not until May. I'm going to use quite a striking colour, I think, for the beads. I'm going to use this red violet. It's quite a dark one. I think it'll be quite nice. I'm going to try and leave the centres paler than the outside, but they're so teeny tiny. I'm not sure I'm going to succeed, but we'll use some white pen on them anyway. We've got an extra bank holiday day, but I think it's in half term anyway, and my poor children will be studying for their exams because the week before that half term holiday, it's a week's holiday, they've got a couple of exams, and then after that half term they've got all the rest of them through about a month, I think. So right, I am sorry, my camera battery went flat, so I've got no idea what I was talking about. I know I was right in the middle of saying something as well, but it took 4 hours to recharge the battery because it was completely flat, and by then it was time to cook tea. And so it's the next day that I've come back to work on this. So as I said, I've got no idea. I can see what I've been doing, so I'm just finishing this bit here, but I don't know if I had a plan in mind for the rest. I think if I did, I would have scribbled it down, so I don't think I have. So we'll just finish all these little circles, and I think I'm going to grab the grab the white and do the little reflections on each one, and then we'll do the pendant, and I guess that will be it for this one. I'm trying to keep these quite short because I think they can be quite daunting, so I think just doing it in short bursts can actually be quite nice. It just takes the fear away a little bit, I think. I mean, personally, I don't mind doing them. I quite enjoy doing metallics and things, but some days I'm not in the mood for metallic, and I think, oh, it's gonna, you know, with the gold where you've got so many different colours, I'm just going to move it up and in so that we can get a bit closer for this bit. Sometimes with the gold with so many colours, I sort of start to think, oh, and then I sort of cop out and do an easy silver. Now our chain here is silver, but we've got a lot of silver going on. We haven't done any gold for a bit, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do these bits in a sort of cheats gold. It's like fool's gold. So we'll just use a few colours. So I'm just thinking, what shall I pick? I think I'll just pick those three. These three. Okay, so it's a little bit less, and it's not really cheating, it's because we've got such a small area, we're not going to be able to fit in lots and lots of colours. So I think this will work, so we'll try it, see what happens. If you don't like it, you can just do silver. So I'm starting with the darkest colour, which is our burnt umber, and I'm going to use it in all the places where I think there might be, it might be a little darker, so either side of the clasps or loops or whatever they might be, and then this bit is really small. This bit I'm going to do as a jewel gemstone, but I think I'll do a little gold bit in between there and there. And then we've got this bit. Oof, I've got a bit of a ache in my cheek today. It's quite funny. It's I've got a big ulcer in my mouth. I don't know why. I'm trying to decide whether to make it darker here and here or here and here. I think I'll make it darker at the bottom. We can do a bigger area here because this is much bigger piece. I might even add in a final yellow. We'll see how it looks. Oh, I just knocked something on the floor. Hold on. Oh, it's only my eraser. Just put it out of the way of my floppy sleeve. I think my cardigan needs a wash. It's not dirty, but it gets really loose and flappy. For want of a better word, gets you know, stretchy. Anyway, yeah, I've got an ulcer and it's giving me an ache in my sinuses. It's a bit strange. I think that, oh, I can hear a moorhen. This is the Bistre, so it's sort of a mid-ish brown. I don't know if that is a moorhen or if it's a dog. Obviously they sound really similar. I don't know, it's a sort of yapping type noise. It could be a squeaky moorhen or it could be a yappy dog. We get both because people walk their dogs along the canal path. There's a dog barking now. So just extending this darker brown. Once you put in the darkest areas, it's a bit easier. You can just extend what you've got. There we go. And I'm just going to use the green gold to finish it off. So leaving a white gap as always. And because we're using a more limited range of colour, it just makes our gold, it will look very different to the key. You can't see the key in shot, but if you're colouring along, you'll be able to see yours. It will look different, and I think that's good. It just makes it look like we've got different ages of metal or slightly different types, because you know, metal you get like 24 carat and 18 carat, and I assume that they're different colours. Not a big expert on jewellery. Don't really know. There we go. So we've got, they should really be opposite, but they're not. But never mind. It's how it is. Now, all around here, excuse me, we've got these little semicircles. Now I'm thinking that these are sort of clasps that are keeping this piece, this patterned piece in place. I would normally do them silver, but I think I'm just going to use the green gold. A bit darker here and lighter towards the tip. It's even leaving a little bit of white. I think it would look odd if I used silver. It wouldn't match, and I don't think that's how it would be. Now we can do this sort of brooch bit, any colour really. Should be a clasp there really, but there isn't. I think what I do is I'll colour the foreground first, the flowers, and then do the background after. I think it'd be a little bit easier that way round. So we'll do the leaves. What should we do? I think quite a dark colour is quite nice. Let's use Juniper Green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down quite hard. So I'm not going to do any shading, because it's most of these little pieces are quite small. I want it to stand out, so I'm going to do, I don't know whether these are supposed to be buds or leaves, but they're going to be leaves. And that circle, I think, yeah, just do it all as leaves. And then we've got this bit up here as well. I'm not sure whether those bits are petals or leaves, but I think I'm just going to stick with doing those all as leaves, as if there's a sort of bush that this is coming out of. Now our flowers. Now I'm not going to do the centre of our flowers yellow, because I don't think it's going to stand out enough. I thought I would do the centre of the flowers darker than the petals. I think that will stand out better. I was thinking some pinks. Maybe they would then match the beads on the ribbon, which might be nice, on the chain I mean. I think I'll do the centre really dark, so I think I'm going to grab the magenta. I'm just going to sharpen it. It's going to need to be really sharp to do those little circles. So the centre of each of the flowers, like that, and then all the little circles around it. Like that. And then the petals of the flower, we have a light magenta, but I feel that might be a little, actually no, I think we'll do the light magenta, and then we'll do the background, something in between. Hopefully that will work. So here it is, light magenta. I don't know how well that's showing up. My light is on. It's quite bright daylight today, so I'm hoping that you can see okay. Pretty, isn't it? But we've got to do a background. Now I had thought about doing a pink, but I'm wondering whether to do a different colour, but we don't want anything too different. I mean, I thought maybe a blue like a sky, but then we've got these. And we also need to do these beads. I'm actually going to grab my magenta and do these, because I think it would work quite well. It will go with the beads here and these. So with this one, I'm just going to make it darker at the end, fade it towards the middle. Okay, we're plane going over. It's quite a clear sky today. I think there might have been a bit of a frost. Some of the cars in the street seem to have frost on, and some didn't. It was really strange. But I wonder if it's the ones that moved yesterday maybe got frosted, and the ones that didn't maybe didn't. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a green, I think, in the background, a slightly sort of more neutral green, so we'll be able to see our leaves. So I'm going to use the permanent green. Again, I'm going to sharpen it because I've got to get round all those little bits. I'm going to try to make it darker in here and lighter towards the middle. Might be tricky because it isn't that dark a colour anyway, but we'll see if we can get that working. Okay, my son crashing about upstairs. Both my boys are home this week, but they've been working. They're working this morning, so I thought I would get on and record. And I wanted to finish this. I don't like leaving sort of mid-video. I wanted to get it finished. And one of my sons is doing a physics project on supernovas for his A-level. They can write about anything that's sort of on the curriculum. So he's thought that would be interesting. It ties in a little bit with his geology because he's talking about effects of supernovas on things like mass extinctions, and potentially, there's a lot of theories. It's not necessarily complete evidence, but he can put forward some arguments for and against, which is quite good. My other son's writing a computer program for his computing project. There we go. I think that looks quite pretty. I'm liking it anyway. But I want to try and make it look a little shiny, so I'm going to use my white pen and I'm going to draw some shine on it. Now, I'm going to do quite a thick area of shine, if my pen's going to work, like a triangular bit. I'm going to try my Posca. Sometimes if I can find it, seems to have vanished. Oh well, I'll scribble this one on a bit of scrap paper and hope that it comes to life. Oh, it did. A little bit. Sometimes colouring over the top of what you've already drawn with a white pen is quite difficult. I feel like this is running out. So that doesn't show. Hang on. I've got a Gellyroll 10. Let's try this. Yeah. That'd be better. I've actually coloured over the top of some of the dots. Problem with going over the top is that you tend to erase what you've done already. I really need to wait for it to dry. I'm not doing a very good job of this. I'm just trying to do a line like that. Oh, I need to blow my nose. Maybe by then it will be dry so I can do it. Oh, sorry. You can catch up a bit. That's if you're following along. Right. Let's try now. It's coming. Just take all that bit's removed. It takes a bit of patience and time. I'm terribly impatient. I think that's why I want to finish every colouring book in the world now. There we go. I'm going to leave it there, else I'm going to spoil it, but hopefully, I don't know where my Posca's gone. I must have taken it next door. It's probably, my Posca pens aren't fitting properly in the mug of Posca pens. That's probably why, because I've probably taken the one that I had for in here. I'm going to come out a bit. It looks better when you look from a bit further away. You can look and squint a bit and pretend it's pretend it's a bit better than it is. There we go. So that is us done. Yeah, I'm not sure how long that was, but I think that was plenty. I'm going to go over that white a bit more. Actually, looks okay. I probably won't. I might spoil it if I do. I think I'll leave that. And yeah, tomorrow we've got a sort of bottle and maybe the pocket watch. It depends how long it takes really, because this is quite intricate, but could make it a little bit easier. I've got a few ideas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a really lovely day and happy colouring.